Hey there, in this video I'm going to talk to you about 10 tips for making your Facebook video, specifically if you do Facebook Live. Okay, so tip number 1 is to always hold your phone in this position. So don't hold it like this. This is if you were to take a phone call. If you try and record in this way, then you get the ugly black lines left and right of your recording, which sometimes you can get away with on Facebook, but if you try and move the video over to YouTube, it looks terrible. So always hold your phone in this position. Okay, number 2 is for iPhone users, and it's to check your iPhone settings. So you may find that when you try and do a Facebook Live video holding your phone in the right way, in that way, that the video can display all strange. It can go upside down or twizzle around and things like that. So you need to make sure that that doesn't happen. And to do that in your iPhone, if you go into your settings, I'll show you now. You go into your settings and you'll see display and brightness, which is this one here. You click on display and brightness and go to the display zoom feature and make sure that that's set as standard. Okay, tip number 3 is to have a strong broadband connection. So make sure that you are not going to have really poor quality connection or even lose your connection. Strong broadband is great. You can do Facebook Live videos if you've got decent 4G, but if you can get a strong broadband, you should really try for that. Okay, so number 4 is to forward your calls on your mobile phone if you're going to use your mobile phone, because the last thing you want when you're recording a video is for somebody to disrupt the video by making a phone call to you. Okay, number 5 is to minimize background noise and try and bring out as best as possible your voice. So you can think about doing this by, for example, bringing out your voice. You can use the headphones that you have with many, many headphones have a built-in microphone. These are Apple ones, but you can use headphone mics. I use a lapel mic here, lapel mic, very cheap to buy. And really helps. So microphones are something to think about, but also just to think about minimizing background noise. It's great to do videos out and about and in interesting places, but if you can try and find quiet spots, then that is important, because audio quality does often make or break whether somebody watches your video. Okay, number 6 is to think about how you're going to hold your phone or your camera. So are you going to use a selfie stick? Are you going to use a tripod? Will you just hold it yourself? Whatever you're going to do, just have a think about that. And similar to the comment on how it's good to be out and about but think about noise, it's good to be out and about but just think about that as well, because you don't want it to be too shaky. Again, it doesn't always look great and you might lose people if your video is a bit kind of too shaky. Okay, number 7 is to practice. So do a practice recording before you record your Facebook Live video. And you can do this by going into your profile, and when you go live and it selects who you would like to go live to, you can choose the option of only me. So choose only me and have a go. You can use your phone and you could be looking at your computer and see how it looks, or just record it only to yourself and look at the playback and just see whether it looks good, the lighting, the sound, etc. And always do a practice before you actually go live. Okay, number 8 is to think about the title for your Facebook Live video. So when you click on the live button, so it's the kind of little person's head with some circles around it. When you click on the live button, first thing you'll get asked is to have a title for your video. So think of something interesting, something enticing, and something that will draw people in because it sounds like a topic that they like to hear more about, know more about, or it just looks like something fun. Okay, number 9, which is really important, is to not spend ages welcoming people and waiting for people to join and having a really slow start. So I see this happen a lot, but the majority of people who watch your Facebook Live video will watch the recording of it and not actually the live version. That is usually the case, and people aren't going to be interested in a recording if they have to watch you just saying, oh, we'll wait for a few more people to join, and maybe go silent for a while and get all distracted. The best thing to do is to introduce yourself, introduce the topic that you're going to cover, explain why someone may want to watch the video, and then get into the content. But at various points in the content, even at every minute, just remind people who you are and what the topic is if they've just joined. And number 10 is to think about how you're going to interact with people. So just have a little bit of a game plan of how you're going to interact with people before you start the video. Perhaps you aren't going to interact at all during the live recording, but you'll get in touch with people and respond to comments afterwards in the comment section. Or perhaps at a certain point you're going to pause and look at questions and comments that come in. Are you going to mention people by name? Whatever you decide to do, just have a think about that before you go live, so you're not having to think about it at the same time as entertaining your audience in your live video. And that concludes my 10 tips for getting to grips with the basics of Facebook Live.